Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Leonard from Oak Consulting. I would like to thank everyone for taking your time out to join our joint webinar with Tableau on embedded analytics, monetizing your product. I would like to thank Luke and VJ as well as Mano, who will be our speaker today. So as I mentioned, this is a joint webinar with Tableau itself. So we have Luke, who is actually the embedded analytics director from APAC. And then we have his colleague VJ, who is actually embedded analytics solution engineer together with him. And I have Mano, who is actually Oak Consulting's chief technological officer. So these three are the speakers for today. Just a quick, before I actually pass the time over to Luke, who will be the first speaker, I just wanted to let you guys know who are in this webinar, right? A little background about Oak Consulting. So just so that you have a rough idea what Oak Consulting actually do and how we actually come into play with Tableau. So some fast facts about Oak Consulting. We're actually SME in Singapore, headquartered in Singapore, and started in 2013 in our journey. So we are actually a data management SI company that helps customers or clients to actually integrate all their data sources, as well as outputting the end product into Tableau for visualization. So we actually we are actually technological agnostic. We cover a lot of different kind of technological services. 95% of our customers profiles are enterprise tier. So you expect, we actually don't only cover enterprise, we cover commercial, SMBs, and public sectors and many more. Okay. So these are some of our partners and technology that we have working relationship with. So from cloud services to ERP systems, data warehouse, ETLs, your AI ML, and as well as others, your MFA and 2FA and so forth. So moving on. So some of our service offerings on Oak Consulting, we do data management, data analytics, Tableau consulting practices, cloud analytics platform, embarking on AI ML, as well as digital transformation consultancy. So in a nutshell, we provide an end-to-end implementation and project management. So last but not least, these are some of our old customers that we have actually done projects with, from education sector, healthcare, government, FSI transport, telco property, and many more. So as you can see, we don't only cover one specific industry, we cover many industries around Singapore. All right, so now I'll pass the time on to Luke, who will share more with you guys on today's topic of embedded analytics.
So good afternoon, everybody. My name is Luke. What I want to share with you all today is, how to monetize your product and offerings, okay, with, embedded analytics. So in Tableau, our mission from day one has not changed. We are here to help people to see and understand data. But today, I want to share with you about leveraging embedded analytics so that you can actually externalize your data to your value chain, okay, ecosystem, which is like your customer, your partners, even your suppliers, or the general public, so that you can achieve some sort of a monetization. Okay, so monetization of data or monetization of Tableau. For today's session, okay, what we'll be covering, myself, I will bring you through introduction, okay, of what's embedded analytics, what is the benefit to your customer and ecosystem, and then as well as your business. I'm going to share a little bit of examples of what business and solution providers do with embedding Tableau. And then I have Mano, okay, who will share with you more examples of the local scene. And then we'll have VJ to give you a quick demo of how, Tableau will look like if it's embedded into, let's say, your application, your portal, okay? And then we'll go to Q&A. I will just come into the first topic, which is what is embedded analytics? Embedded analytics is basically data and analytics integrated seamlessly with whatever the content or service, okay, that you would like to deliver to your end users. So if you are having a software product, you are actually putting data analytics in the software product. If you are actually sharing information, okay, with your clientele from a solution angle, that's what you do. So when we say embedded analytics, let me give you some examples, okay? So what we have here is like Purdue University. They have taken, okay, enrollment data, okay, the curriculum data, and they put it on a website so that potential students, maybe myself, like or for me, who wants to enroll in a particular course, I can go in and find out more information about whether this course is popular or not, right? Because we all want to be enrolled in a course that everybody thinks is of value. So this is what Purdue University have done, embedded it into a web page. Or it could be into an application. What I have here is ZI, okay, Zaidi, okay, depending on which country you're pronouncing their name. They are an oil and gas solution provider. So they have an oil and gas application that take care of operational stuff, okay, for the clients in the oil and gas industry. And what they do is that they have added analytics into the application. So embedded the analytics into the application, like you see over here. Okay, some analytics, some charts and things like that, so that their customers within the application can get access to the analytics. Or it could be, okay, embedding the analytics into your mobile app. You may have a mobile app, and in this days and age, okay, everybody is mobile savvy, mobile first, So the thing is that you have your mobile, okay, to do all the necessary transaction, but the thing is that can you provide them, instead of numbers where it is hard to discern, to see a pattern or whatever, provide them an analytics chart like this, okay? Or it could be as simple as just a report. Just a report. However, in the report, instead of just putting pure numbers, for example, like this table over here, you could actually embed a chart inside there, okay, that your users can get access to and look at the report, okay, when they become more engaging with the information you're providing. So wherever your user are, so data analytics embedded seamlessly with the content, okay, that you're providing, with the solutions or the offerings that you're providing, okay, that is embedded analytics, and that is how, okay, you actually monetize the application to do that. Now, why Tableau embedded analytics? Why people want to do embedded analytics? Okay, what is the benefit for your customer? Okay, your ecosystem. First, when you embed analytics into your product, your offering, okay, what you have is actually you're providing them guided analytics via dashboard and things like that, or you're already providing them ability to do self-service analytics. Okay, so instead of having to stop and go to somebody else and says, can you provide me analytics on this set of numbers, they can actually do it themselves. And when they see the analytics over there, what they gain is insight, and they can act upon it, actionable insight. As they act upon it, okay, what they do is that they find that your content of whatever offering you're providing them, the solution, is very engaging. So once it's become very engaging, what does your customer do? They will want to use your system, use your offering more. They will want to come back to your website and get engaged there, right? Then you'll say, great, that is good for my customers, good for my ecosystem. What about me, my own business? So for your own business, what you'll be getting is increased engagement, because your customers will find your content very engaging now because you have embedded analytics inside there. So they'll be using what you want. From your point of view is that you want your solution to be always be used by your customer. You want it to be sticky, okay, to them, that they will always want to use. So what you have driven is by putting analytics into your solution, your offering, you have created, okay, an engagement, an increased engagement. And when they start engaging more with the solution, they will come and tell you, you know, boss, I have actually, getting this for my current company. I want to now deploy this. I want to have this, your solution that has all this analytics and this operating information to deploy it to my subsidiary, okay? Or deploy it to my other area of business. So what you get is additional revenue. And when it comes to additional revenue, it's not just continue deploying your solution, but your solution, you can actually, as I mentioned, you could actually, curate some data, and you can actually monetize those data, okay? And you deliver those data through analytics. Or you can actually monetize Tableau capability as if it's part of your capability and get revenue from there. So that will drive additional revenue for you. By embedding analytics into your offering, what you have done is that you're creating a competitive edge away from your competitor. That is a differentiation. Tableau, according to Gartner, is the gold standard, in the visual analytics platform. So what you have done is now you have created, you have brought a gold standard in visual analytics into your offering. And most important is that faster time to market. So instead of you creating, the technology and things like that, leave the analytics to, the dedicated people like Tableau, where we can help you to deliver the technology, embed it into your solution that you can bring out to the market quicker. So embedded analytics helps businesses like yours and your client to digitalize externally and help them to monetize the data and monetize your application from your point of view. Okay. And basically what you give to the users is seamlessly, embedding analytics and data seamlessly into your offering. And they give your customer a wonderful, experience, wholesome. Now, all different sensors and things like that, they bring those data in. However, to monetize their application, what they want to do is that I can take all this data, the users can actually access to all this data. But if I don't give them a strong analytical platform, the thing is that I'm shortchanging, my own solution. So what they do, what Siemens does is that Siemens took Tableau, embedded into their offering, and surprise, surprise, but in most cases, many of these solution providers, they white label Tableau. That means they will use Tableau technology, but they don't tell you Tableau. But in the case of Siemens, what they have done is that they don't want white label, and they put it on the website. Data exploration built on Tableau, provided by Siemens. So this is how they actually leverage on Tableau to provide analytics for their product and offerings. I mentioned earlier Zaidi, Zaidi in the oil and gas space. There, I noticed that a number of the participants actually is in the industrial space, industrial engineering, and some is in has to do with oil and gas. So in the case of Zaidi, they have an application called Zaidi Assess. Okay, so they have an application called Zaidi Assess, and in this application, it takes care of everything that you need to do in terms of operating and transacting, monitoring all the assets in an oil plant, in a gas field. Okay, and what they want to do is that, what about, instead of giving my customer just numbers to look at, why don't I make the numbers easier to understand? I put analytics, I embed Tableau, and that's what they did. They actually embed Tableau into the application to bring insights to the customer. So the thing is that directly into a CAD diagram and things like that, they can actually see analytics instead of just plain numbers, and as well as the mobile app. And this is how Zaidi actually monetize their application with embedded Tableau based on the insights that Tableau derive from the data. I have a couple examples of solution providers, software solution providers. They have a niche area to play. For example, Zillion. Zillion is one of the leader in price optimization. What they do is that they're based on AI and machine learning. That algorithm that they have put into their solution. And the solution will be able to tell you what is the best pricing to offer to a customer based on certain configuration or whatever. So, and then what they do is that to do this, to do this, to take the output from this, they actually created an offering called Zillion Visual Analytics. And this is Zillion Visual Analytics. They are actually delivering all those output from the algorithm, of the optimization engine, the pricing optimization engine, and using Tableau to deliver, as part of their offer, their solution to the customer. And one of the things, okay, I'd like to highlight over here, this is what Zillion is saying. Essentially, the Zillion product is as good as the component we put into our product. So they are putting Tableau into the product. And the thing is that they are saying, okay, if they put in a weak component, their product will be weak. So what they're saying is that Tableau is actually adding tremendous value to their customers and Zillion. They are actually one of the industry leading price optimization product, okay, solution out there. The other one is LlamaSoft. Some of you may not actually know LlamaSoft, but they have a product and they are quite well known as the supply chain guru. So what they do is that they take a lot of data, okay, they allow customers to take data, okay, and explore it, okay, on the based on the supply chain data, okay, monitor the performance, things like that. They can do predictive analytics, okay, through their ESP, enterprise simulation platform. With the platform, okay, basically they actually embed Tableau inside there to deliver, okay, the ability so that the customer can see the mapping, the what if a scenario, they can actually quickly see unforeseen circumstances, okay. So especially in the supply chain space, so they're using Tableau to actually enhance the offering so they can monetize the offering, okay, to their customer. I noticed that we have some property players and real estate players. Just a quick one, okay. I will just flip through some of the slides here. But what we have over here is Service. Service is one of the leading property agents. Okay, they provide, okay, consulting and all the way to managing your properties and things like that. So what they have done is that they want to take themselves into the 21st century. They do not want to be left behind, okay, where so much changes has been transformed in the property and real estate industry. Okay, so what they did was that they took Tableau and put Tableau as the backbone of their visual and analytics platform. They call it Knowledge Cube. So if you go to Service, if you're a client of Service, you will get access to Knowledge Cube, and in Knowledge Cube you sign on, you get a lot of different use cases, intelligence, utilization of your property or whatever that you're managing. They have all this information, okay. They collect all this information, the processes, and they actually visualize this, for the client. They're using Tableau to monetize, okay, the data that's coming out through their system, okay, whether it's a mobile app, okay, and or the dashboard itself, okay. And the thing is that this is actually, okay, their application delivering, okay, the Knowledge Cube delivering, okay, on a mobile, okay. And I think there's just two more, okay. So what we have here is another one, a core miner, okay. Those of you in telco or actually in offering to customer support, okay. So what they have done is that they have a solution. It's a SaaS-based solution that they use AI and machine learning. They call it Eureka Visualize, and the Eureka Visualize, the Eureka solution, Eureka Visualize is actually powered by Tableau. And what they do is that they deliver, okay, all this feeling, even sentiment analysis and the data point, why the call drop, okay, the things, okay, on behalf of your customer engagement with them. They provide all this information on a dashboard to their clients, so their clients can actually, monetize, okay, those information. And Core Miner actually using Tableau to monetize the application to make it more powerful and interesting to the customer. And the last one I want to share with you is actually a fintech. Okay, the thing is that, yeah, other than taking Tableau to actually monetize it, provide all the dashboard, okay, Fiserv actually launched a product, okay, last November called Card Expert, okay, and they have actually embedded Tableau in for all the operational things that you can see over here. But one of the things that they have done is that in this new solution that they launched, Card Expert, they also have a module called Ask Card Expert, where the customer the investment customer, okay, can type in the questions, portfolio question regarding how's my portfolio doing or whatever in natural language. And this is how Fiserv monetize Tableau, because Ask Expert behind there is the Tableau Ask Data engine. So they actually monetize the Tableau capability and into the offering. So what I have shown you is some examples of business and solution provider monetizing their solutions and offerings with Tableau Embedded Analytics. So Tableau Embedded Analytics will help organize to digitalize externally, to share, to bring all this insight out to their audience, whether it's customer, whether it's their suppliers, or whether it's the general public, so they can monetize it. So basically, creating a very seamless experience, enhancing your solution and your offering. Okay, so that comes to the end of my part. Okay, sharing with you what is Tableau Embedded, what is Embedded Analytics, how are actually solution providers, business providers using Tableau Analytics, okay, to monetize their offering. Okay, what you will see now on your chat screen is a quick poll. Okay, if you could take 10, 20 seconds to actually update the provided information there, that'd be great. Yeah. Give us a feedback on your poll. And I'm going to hand this over to, after a quick poll, I'm handing this over to Manu to share with you more on some local examples. Manu?
Once again, afternoon. Hope you all have your chance to respond to the poll. I will share two cases where the Tableau embedded development was done locally. However, the projects themselves are internationally used and they are global projects. So the first use case I'll talk about is Navigate. So Navigate is a fully integrated provider of shipping management services. They're the world's largest pool and commercial management company. As you can see, they have operations all over the world, huge operations in terms of shipping. The data they have is also equally complex. They have financial modules for more than 200 companies. They have fuel management data. They leverage on meteorological weather data. They have customer data analytics, vessel management, and so on and so forth. So what did they do for this? So they have a very ambitious plan to bring all this data together, and they have built what they call the Connect Portal. The Connect Portal is for all the stakeholders in the ecosystem, internal and external, to have a single point of access for all these disparate data instead of approaching to every single system, logging on or seeing it in a separate silo. So this Connect Portal ties all the data together. If you see the UI, it's based out of the steering wheel of a ship, reflecting their ocean-going legacy. So if the areas are divided into projects, operations, admin, chartering, intelligence, and so on into broad categories. And within each, there are different legacy plus new systems which are being integrated inside. So this is a custom portal which they built inside. What is of interest to us is that, of course, they're using Tableau throughout this at many places. So this is one of the views from that portal where you can look. This is the ship vessel information system. And it gives you where the vessels are at this point, whether they are laden, whether they're not laden, and what is the direction they are going in, and so on. You can then drill down by ship or by fleet operator and so on, and look at their progress, look at the charts, look at how the data is, fuel is being consumed, what is the progress in the journey, all kinds of visualizations are available. And all this is enabled by the Tableau dashboards which are built in. So Tableau dashboards by themselves, they've been using it for a while now, even before the portal was started. So the dashboards were standalone and was allowed for use by internal users. What they did then is they created a highly integrated portal, which then took all these multiple data sources into a single mobile app as well as a web portal. With a single login, you get access to the data for which you have rights in, you have access to. And one special piece of data which you get is pumped in from the IoT sensors on top of the vessels. They are continuously collecting data, and they are transmitted via satellite to central databases. These are then also integrated into this portal, and Tableau is used along the workflow of the portal, seamlessly displaying the data in the rich graphical format that Tableau supports. Customers can also get access to these Tableau visuals through the web portal and the mobile app, and fleet operators can actually view and track the progresses of their fleet and their individual vessels. One of the interesting things which they also do, because they have now this large wealth of data, is to do a bit of predictive analytics on the fouling of ships. So fouling refers to the hulls catching on dirt and seashells and other things getting stuck onto the hulls. And what it does is, because of that, more fuel is required to now to move the ships through the same distance. This, as you can imagine, increases the cost per trip, and the fuel cost itself will go into tens of thousands of dollars per day. So with all this data and using Tableau's predictive analytics, Navigate has come up with a way to predict when the ships need to go for cleaning. It's very crucial when they go for cleaning, because the trade-off is when the ships go for cleaning, they are not doing productive work, and there's a cost for cleaning itself. So the right time to do the cleaning will actually save a lot of money and reduce costs. So this is one of the use cases. In other scenarios, this can always be used. In telcos cases, you can use it to predict churn. Telcos can give access to customers for their own individual usages and so on through Tableau embedded. The use cases are many, like Lok just showed in the previous section. Some of the challenges we face in doing this would be that there are multiple devices which can access them through multiple networks. So if a stakeholder from outside is accessing, it can come through their corporate networks, it can come from mobile networks from across the world. And if you look at it from a standard licensing point of view, it will be very difficult to track and allow access on a whitelisting kind of model. So whitelisting will not work in this case. The workflows are also very complex. They actually follow the business interests and the business rules which are followed within the company. So where Tableau shows up is entirely based on the business flow. If you take it out of this business flow, the functionality is still there, but users will have to take a break from the flow, look at the dashboard, and come back and do some, continue the work on this flow. So this is what embedding does. It puts it in the flow, so the usage of the Tableau dashboards is seamless. And finally, if you try to do this without the embedded dashboard workflow, it would have been very, very difficult. The level of configuration you need, the level of control you need in terms of what is displayed and so on, based on who's logged in, all that is just not straightforward to do in the traditional licensing ways. The second one I want to talk about is Edward Life Sciences. They are a patient-focused medical innovations company. They produce a lot of equipment for treatment of heart conditions, critical care, and surgical monitoring. They have a lot of production data. They have data from IoT shop floor again, and they would like to display this and share this with their internal and external users. So two types of dashboards we built for them are the work order and inventory. So based on the packages you click, you can go in and see the current status of these, and the shop floor monitoring, where we talk about how the progress is happening on the shop floor itself. So the shop floor progress is tracked in real time. So the data here is actually refreshed once every 10 minutes. And the data is shown currently on multiple devices. Production also is since it's a distributed company, the production happening in multiple regions from Belgium, US, Canada, Singapore, and so on, multiple regions, and each region manufactures multiple products. And the data which is now shown on dashboard is shared with suppliers, distributors, and other external users. And internal users also leverage on them for operations and warehouse operations. Again, a single login, no additional login for embedded analytics. So what are the challenges in here? So the display of these things primarily on the shop floor is on televisions with no user interface. And this is something which is enabled by the embedded dashboard. So there is a set of screens through which we can cycle through automatically. There are also multiple views for the same dashboard. So a single dashboard is sliced and diced, shown in one case 64 different ways based on the region, the different products, and based on the rights you have. So if you have additional elevated rights, you can then actually even interact with these embedded dashboards, go through and drill down on visualizations. Again, the level of configuration we have would be almost impossible to do with standard dashboards in a seamless way. And I think this is where the power of embedded dashboards comes in. With that, I think I will take some time for a quick poll, and after that, it will be passed on to Vijay to actually show you how these things are being done. Thank you.
Thank you, Leonardo. So I am Vijay. I work for Salesforce as a Tableau solution engineer. So I'm really excited today joining with my colleague Luke and Mano and Leonardo and partner Oak Consulting. So next 5 to 10 minutes, I'm going to show you the live demo, what Luke and Mano outlined. So firstly, I want to start with the slide, what you see on the screen. What is embedded analytics? Speaking from Tableau. So the embedded analytics platform from Tableau includes 3 different softwares. One, we call them as a desktop. When people say Tableau, actually they usually refer desktop as Tableau. Actually, we have additional 2 more software under the embedded analytics. So desktop is a place where our customer makes a beautiful looking dashboard, understand their business, how to grow their business, or from the telco, how my call center is running, what is my SLA. So you can do all those dashboard development using Tableau desktop. Also, we also added 2 years ago what we called Tableau Prep Builder. If you have data coming in different shape, different structure, you can use a Tableau Prep Builder. It's a visual ETL tool, helps you to reshape your data. So that's a Tableau Prep Builder. And we also have what we call Tableau Server. So the embedded analytics. So 90% of the time, our customer usually spend their development or share their data asset. The customers confidently using Tableau Server. The Tableau Server, we've been doing this software making almost 2 decades. So 20 years of experience. It's a gold standard data governance. In Singapore, we have quite a lot of penetration in the government agencies. So the Tableau Server, the number 1 reason our customer embrace, the number 1 reason is the data governance and the data security. And then also now recently, as we all working from home, so now we have the new breed of technology, what we call the integrations. So the Tableau also provide integrations. Slack helps our people can work from anywhere as long as they have the internet. They're able to make the decision. They're able to make sense of the data. I'm going to quickly show you the demo for the separate vertical, what you see on the screen. So I'm going to jump into the demo quickly. If you have any questions, actually we have a separate time slot in the end of the presentation. Please feel free to post your questions in the chat window. I will take your question in the end of the presentations. I'm going to swap now into the real-time demo. How does the embedded analytics going to be integrated in your existing application, right? So the embedded analytics is that you don't need to create your application specifically for Tableau. You have web-based application up and running. It could be helping your customers or your partners or your supplier. It could be various reasons. So we have multiple persona. Today I'm going to choose retail. So the first thing what you're going to ask, coming from the telco example, so you're going to ask who you are. I want to know who you are, then only I can show you the data. So that's where the sign in coming in. You can imagine what you see on the screen. It's actually your portal. It's HTML based portal. I'm going to show you how Tableau embedded analytics can be integrated quickly by leveraging Tableau APIs. So the first thing your customer going to do, sign in. So they need to put the username and password. Once again, this username, it's coming from your own application, from your telco or from your logistic or from your digital banking. These usernames are managed in your applications. Okay. So for this demo purpose, what I done, I have a couple of persona. I have a people, Phyllis. She's taking care of my telco business. She based in London. So she only able to, she only care about the London business. She don't have a time to look into what is happening in the APAC. I'm going to show you the persona. And then we also have Mackenzie. So she based in Singapore. Singapore is a head office for the APAC. So I'm going to show you how does it look. And then we have finally the Jeremiah. So he based in New York City. So this is a today's demo. You can imagine telco, you running the business across the globe. How do you integrate Tableau off the shelf, same dashboard, but based on the login, how do you going to control your data permissions? So I'm going to let it go as a Mackenzie, put the username password, click the sign in. So what you see on the screen, it's once again your application. This is, we call them as single sign-on experience. So your customer put one username password. You don't need to show multiple screen. One login for Tableau, one login for your application, one login for your database. You don't have to do that. Tableau fully supports single sign-on experience. Put one username password. Within API, you can automatically authenticate using API, all the technology coming from Tableau. So the first thing what you notice, I want to call out your attention. So your application understand who I am. I'm the Mackenzie coming from Singapore. I can see my photo there. Also, based on my login, your portal is showing me some of the reminders. I need to upload any of the invoice. Are there any outstanding? Also, I have the calendar coming in. Are there any meeting going to happen? And then you can also have other widgets. Example, what you see on the screen, it's a Twitter widget. Then you have the customer map. Then you have the profitability. One thing I want to showcase here, actually, this is Tableau dashboard. So Tableau helps you create the stickiness for your brand. You can white label the Tableau, remove the Tableau logo, put your own font, own look and feel, all your branding. By spending a couple of minutes, you can do this within Tableau. You don't need to write complicated coding. So this is what we call embedded analytics. It's fully interactive, you can interact, but what I'm showing here is how easy to do the white labeling. Also, I can see in the navigation bar, I have a blog, I can see everything, what is going on. Once again, actually, what you see on the blog, it's actually Tableau report. Be able to embed very nicely, remove all the bells and whistles from Tableau. It's fully supported. Also, I can see a few other options, operational reports. In Singapore and ASEAN market, even though we prefer our customer use the interactive reports, mobile phone, but however, we need to still give them the statements. So Tableau embedded analytics helps you generate the PDF. You can send it to your supplier, your customers, your partners. before they coming into your portal, you can pre-generate those PDF, PowerPoint slides, upload them into the portal so that you can save their time. You don't need to manually send it to them in the olden days by sync posts whatsoever. Tableau fully have the functions to generate the bulk reporting, what we call daily, weekly, monthly reports. Even sometime, especially for the telco industry, now government is asking all the telco, are there any data compromise happening? What is happening with the neighboring countries? If in case you want to share them compliances, you can use Tableau. So what you see on the screen, by individual country, what is happening? Remember, all this happening in your portal. Your customer able to log in and then they can leverage this. They don't need to install anything. They can free to use their mobile phone or all kind of browsers. Tableau embedded analytics supports them. Then I'm going to quickly change the gear. I'm going to the interactive analytics. So when people say Tableau dashboards, this is what you see on the screen. This is, we call them as off-the-shelf dashboard. When your customers sign up for your subscription, you can give them off-the-shelf dashboard. What you see on the screen, it's a 6 different dashboards. By default, as and when you add a new user or bring the user onboarding, they're going to get the dashboard what you see on the screen. If you recall, in the beginning, I logged in as Singapore. Singapore is head office for APAC. So I can see only APAC related activities, right? I can see Indonesia, Malaysia, Australia, what is happening. And then I can see some of the unusual activity in the Q2. If in case I want to have further communication, I can actually take action. I can choose that. I can say, this looks something unusual. You can activate for reprocessing. So this is, we call them as two-way communication. Tableau not only give you the static or interactive reports, you can also have communication within your application or portal. Imagine you are coming from the healthcare industry, you're looking at the patient bills, you notice something overstated. You don't need to take the screenshot, send it to your billing department. Straight away, you can say, we need to reprocess this, right? So you can do all these things by leveraging the JavaScript API. So you can see on the screen, all these functions, Tableau already built for you, simply writing a couple of options and then you can leverage. But before I move into the other quick demo, what I'm going to show you. So nowadays, even though you give all kind of dashboard to your suppliers, still they're going to ask you the ad hoc queries. So now I'm looking at my calendar, timing is 3 o'clock. They say, look, I have a meeting 5 o'clock. I want to know particular numbers by 2 hours time. So how your customer do now, they need to send you the email, then you need to activate your analytics team, then they manually go and look at the data, send it to them. By the time you send it to them, it's already too late. How embedded analytics going to solve that problem? How do you take care of the ad hoc questions? Simple in Tableau. You open up this dashboard for your customers and then let them answer their question themselves. As long as you give them the permission, they can click edit. These are all the pre-built dashboard for your suppliers. If they see this dashboard is not answering my question, what they can do, they can simply go and create a new report by themselves. They don't need to write an email. This is, we call them as productivity improvement. But however, do remember, you can manage this permission. It doesn't mean you put Tableau, all your customer going to modify your data. It is not going to happen. You can give them the permission. Maybe super user, they able to edit. For the standard user, you can remove the edit permission, right? So they can go and answer their question themselves. They can click a bunch of command, and they can get what. Not only that, they can also save their own KPI within their workspace. They're not going to overwrite your master dashboards. So this is we call self-analytics under the embedded analytics. It's all happening within your application, right? No Tableau logo. Your customer don't have to install anything. As and when you upgrade your application, all your customer going to get the latest software. Okay. The last thing what I'm going to do is very well received by our customers, what we call ask data. What is ask data? You can imagine ask data is all about Google search to your data set. Once again, it's up to you. You don't need to offer this feature for all your suppliers or customers. You can give the permission. But let me show you how easy to make sense of your data set. How do you monetize your data? So I'm going to say, what is my total sales, right? I don't need to write a complicated SQL statement for this. I can simply type, then I want to add category. I want to understand this by category. So the Tableau knows what is the right chart type for your question. Then Tableau going to show you the chart on the screen. I can ask this question as many as I want. I want to know total account by market. So I can type as many questions as I want. Tableau going to keep answering your questions. Right? So these we call them as ask data. So before I jump into the next persona, what I'm going to do? So previously we logged in from Singapore. Now I'm going to log in from London as a Phyllis, right? To show you how do you control your data security. It's the same portal, but you look at the dashboard or Tableau Viz, it's automatically changed based on the user who logged in. Not only that, if I go to the interactive dashboard, what I shown you, if I open the same off-the-shelf dashboard, Tableau Embedded Analytics helps you row level security. So now it's no longer showing me the Malaysia, Singapore, Australia. Now I can only see what is happening in the Europe. So this is the experience we call them as row level security. So please carry on. If you have any question, please continue to type your questions in the chat window. I'm going to take your question after the presentation. So I'm going to, before I end my demo, I'm going to show you the integrations. How can you integrate Tableau with the collaboration tool like a Slack, Microsoft Teams, so on. So what you see on the screen, it's the customer analysis. Christmas is around the corner. Yeah, just one more month to go for Christmas. So you can imagine, I'm taking care of my retail store. I need to place order to run my retail store with my suppliers. I need to do the booking now. Otherwise, now COVID-19 happening everywhere. We have the supply chain issue. I'm not going to get the products what I have for my customers for their Christmas shopping. So I'm looking at the customer analysis. I can see, we're losing money for a bunch of customers. As you can see, I sold for $5,000 worth of the business, but it's really crazy. I lost around $6,000. Right? This is ridiculous. I want to stop this. How do I stop? I'm going to select all these money losing customers. I can say, hey, Tableau, just to keep this information. And then I go down to collaboration in Tableau. I can say, I have my colleague called Mark Crawford. So he's taking care of all the customer complaints. I can ask him, can you speak with Mark Crawford and then understand why we're losing this, why we keep losing the money for this customer. I can simply say, send it to example of the users. I can click post. So what happens now? Tableau is very good at showing you on the screen inside your application. But now the other new feature we added, you can also show them in your collaborative tool. What you see on the screen is Slack. Whatever you send them, it straight go into your supplier. They live outside your network. even though Tableau able to push the KPI or screenshot to your supplier, your customer, and then your partners. That's all I have for you today. So what I'm going to do now, I want your help to answer our last pool of the presentation today. I'm going to hand it over to the pool before we go and take your Q&A.
All right. Thanks, Luke. Thanks, Manu, and thanks, DJ, for sharing. I hope everyone has a better idea on embedded analytics.